Kubernetes environment. Some of you might have that challenge. How do I communicate with all my team members participating in this particular project? I don't want to tell those people that are not part of this project, but this particular project, what's right and what's wrong and what's going on in the community. Well, I can do that very easily through this. So that's a very quick starting point with wikis. So we're going to move gradually along the tabs across the top so you understand the capabilities of CodeBeamer. So documents. So this is separate to the SCM repository. We can see over here SCM repository. This is a document management system. So we have a couple of examples here where I've got training materials, I've got my master templates. Again, for this particular project, maybe it's important for us to centralize all our master documents, our project templates, and so forth. I can easily make a revision to this. So if I go, new revision, new version to it, I can make a change to it. Oh, I beg your pardon, I've gone to the wrong one. Let me just go back again. So let me first of all show I can open that document up straight from CodeBeamer. Takes a little bit of time. My apologies. My machine being a little bit slow. And there we go. I'm going to close that down now. So once again, we don't have to have alternative locations. We don't have to have alternative locations for our developers to go to or our team members. And it's important to remember also that these artifacts can be controlled as to who can see what and where. We can change the versions. We can add a new version. Okay, so the drop down, I can do live edit, make a difference to it, and then save that, and the version number will increase. You can create the folders very easily, new directory. Again, this is all permissions. Permission based, so I might have the permission to do this and others might not. So there we have a document management location. Next we move on to trackers. Now with trackers are, effectively think about them as change management tools. So we might create, out of the box, there are indeed generally 3 different trackers. We've got debug, we've got change requests, and we've got tasks. If we go into any one of these, we will see the tracker list of our items that have been submitted so far. Again, I will come back a little bit later on and show you how to maybe administrate some of this. But we can create new trackers. We can customize existing trackers. We can customize the workflow to a tracker. So it is very flexible, again, very customizable in terms of how we want to manage the usability of any particular tracker. Moving on again, CMDB. So for those of you, again, that are maybe not familiar with this term, CMDB, it's a kind of ITIL standard. I'm sure you have a more familiar term, although not necessarily used very much nowadays. People refer to it maybe as a help desk. Not just help desk, but it allows us to be able to track anything such as a help desk item. So maybe we want to track reports to computer hardware failing in room number 56, wherever it might be. I don't know if I've actually added. I've got one item here, so we can see that the help desk recorded that this particular screen needs replacing. So we've got CMDB items. You can store maybe all your products as they go off to market here, and then record issues against those items. Remember, each of these items is a wiki item and therefore can be referenced, whether it be in a report or maybe when I'm performing a Subversion commit, I want to make a reference against these tracker items here. Because that's really all the CMDB is, a custom-made tracker. Reports. Here we have a couple of reports, predefined ones, and I'm going to step through the process of creating a new report as well. But if I run a report, again, I'm not sure exactly what this is going to show me. Okay, very simple report, one particular item that's come up. But to create new reports, We can step through. Now remember, this particular section is actually about the business management reports. So separately to this reports, later on we can go into the SCM repository area, and we can see how we can generate reports to do with source code management. Files that have changed, number of merged files, and so forth can be managed through the SCM reporting area. This section is more about reporting for the business side. So let's create a new report, or at least let's just step you through some of the examples. So we're going to identify whether the report is for a tracker or CMDB, and how do I want the layout and the format. We are then identifying which particular project that we want to work on. So we can report across multiple projects at the same time. In this example, I'm just going to report across the one. Once again, if you don't have permissions to do this, you won't be allowed to report across multiple projects. Now, because I chose trackers, it's showing me all the default trackers. Maybe I don't want all of them to report across. Maybe I just want to report across the bug tracker. I need to give this report a name. So it's going to be a list of closed bugs. I give a description. And then I can start to configure a few options. So maybe I'm interested in closed. In what period? I'm interested in this month. So I've now created a filter that's going to go and filter on this particular part. I don't care about maybe any of the other existing information. So again, we created a filter part of this report. And we might further filter to decide on information, what I'm interested in. So our status is closed. Lots of other options available to us. Here, what fields do I want displayed? So I want the ID. I don't want the parent information. I will have priority. I'm not going to bother with the summary. Submitted, that might be useful. Don't care about submitted by who. And modified at, not interested in that. Modified by. Actual facts, assigned to owner. I'm going to keep end date, estimated hours. And let's say I'm happy with what I've got. And of course I can move things around in terms of the order in which they're going to be displayed. Once I'm happy, I can then save. List of closed bugs. Not sure what this is going to display. There we go. Very similar to the previous one actually. Oops, no, actually I think I've just run the wrong one. But anyway, hopefully you got the right idea. We can create reports, we can manage those reports as to who's able to run them, who's able to see them. Forums, I'm not going to go too much in forums. I'm going to hand over in a second when we come on to the build section to Martin. He's going to get involved and talk to you a little bit about the build and forums. There is a chat section. So again, collaboration and communication allows us to start chatting with various people and record those chats. The last little bit I want to come on, I'm missing builds. I'm going to come on to the SCM repository area. So this particular configuration allows us to, we're currently configured to with Subversion. So we have Subversion as our selective for this project, selective version control tool. We can see information about the whole repository. We can see our IDs that this last modification was made against. So we can perform various actions. So we can browse the whole repository. So we can navigate through it.